And it wasn't like leaving a relationship that was toxic or that was bad or that was, fully like not right for me in so many ways. It was the best relationship I'd ever had. So the feeling of leaving good for extraordinary has been a completely new experience for my nervous system and has been totally like jarring into the unknown. We're back, baby, with a brand new season of the It's Fucking Spiritual podcast. Join us each week as we have unfiltered conversations about how to transform your life. Our mission is to usher in a new era of spirituality where you don't have to be all love and light to live a life of alignment. Here, we honor all of it, the profound and the profane, the magic and the messy, and all things that make you human. So let's discuss the truth behind transformation and be unapologetic in our evolution. From manifestation to money, embodiment to energy, and all taboo topics, nothing is going to be off limits. Are you ready to live a life that feels just as good as it looks? Let's get fucking spiritual. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of the It's Fucking Spiritual podcast. We're back with another solo episode today, and I was feeling into what I wanted this episode to be about, and this is so alive for me right now, and so I thought maybe it would be also alive for you. And if you haven't noticed, a lot of times when I do these podcasts, I'm talking to you guys, but I'm also talking to myself. It's often things that I am really learning in real time and that I'm bringing to you because if they're alive in me, I also know they're alive in the collective. And although your circumstance might look different than my circumstance, we all have similar threads of consciousness within us. And so maybe this will be alive for you. I wanted to talk about how to trust and surrender to life in the midst of uncertainty. And this can be so hard. Like, oh my gosh, this can be so hard. So often the thing that we want most in our life, it can feel like, oh, I want that thing now. I want to have it now. I want it to be here right now. And where is it? And it can be so normal in this human experience to look at why isn't it happening yet? Or compare yourself to other people, or to look at like, I don't know how this is going to unfold. I don't know what's going to happen in my life, in my business, in my relationship, with my family, with attracting my partner, like whatever it is that's uncertain for you in your life right now. I hope that this episode can be like a soothing balm for your soul. It's been something that I've been marinating on personally for myself in my life. And the few kind of tips or reframes that I'm going to give you today, I hope also allow you to sink into your own uncertainty and to relax into it and to stop gripping and to stop trying to control and stop trying to figure it out. And here's the thing. When we are in uncertainty in any area of our life, our brain doesn't like it, right? Our brain is hardwired for safety. So it's really normal to have resistance in any area of your life where you feel uncertain. That's normal, right? Our brain wants to keep us alive and therefore it has to keep us safe. And in order for it to keep us safe, it wants to keep us certain. And so often we can stay in things much longer than we're meant to. We can stay in a relationship much longer than we're meant to. We can stay in a job much longer than we're meant to. We can stay procrastinating and ruminating and spinning our wheels so much longer than we're meant to because our brain so badly wants certainty. But that's like torturous, right? How many times have you been in a relationship that you know is not right for you? Maybe you're listening to this right now and you're in a relationship where you're like, I know this isn't right for me. How bad does that eat you alive and drain your energy body, make you feel like just not good, right? It depletes your energy. It makes you feel contracted, or same thing with a job. And yet the comfort of the safety and the security of this is so, we think, is better than going out into the uncertainty of the unknown. But you're still living in uncertainty because you're living in something that's misaligned. Or you finally jump off of the cliff and you step into the unknown, and then you're in the realm of complete uncertainty and unknown. And that's really confronting and really scary, especially when you're diving into new territory, doing something you've never done before, or in a waiting period. And when we're in a waiting period, and I'll tell you guys what's alive for me right now is the reason that this uncertainty has come up for me is that I've been in the inquiry around attracting my partner. And I don't know when it's going to happen. And I don't know who he's going to be. And for me, I have mentioned it on the podcast before. I don't share a lot of my personal life here anymore, but I'll sometimes share with you guys. And I was in a beautiful relationship with an incredible man, and yet it wasn't fully aligned. And so I had to let go of that relationship. And it wasn't like leaving a relationship that was toxic or that was bad or that was, fully like not right for me in so many ways. It was the best relationship I'd ever had. So the feeling of leaving good for extraordinary has been a completely new experience for my nervous system and has been totally like jarring into the unknown. And I've had to really let go and really trust and really surrender and trust in something even greater, even better, even more aligned is going to be on the horizon for me. What do we do about that when we are in the midst of the aching, of the longing, of the unknown, or in the uncertainty of leaving something and trusting that something better is going to be out there? One, we have to feel the feelings and we have to feel the fear, because the fear is often a little inner child part of you that is begging to be felt. So for me, I had to feel the fear. I'm still having to feel the fear of like, oh my gosh, I don't know. What if that, like all of the what ifs, what if there's nothing better? Or what if like all of the fears of my inner child? Had to feel the pain, feel the longing, feel the fear, open to it, open to the grief, open to the frustration, open to the just all of the feelings that are going on in my body. So whatever it is the uncertainty for you, where's the fear coming from? What's the story of the fear? What does the fear sound like? Get acquainted with it. Maybe if it's about your job, like, what if I can't make it in my business on my own? What if it doesn't work out? Or if it's in your marriage, what if this marriage isn't going to work out? What if I'm going to be alone? Feel those feelings. So often we push them away. We push the feelings away, or we stay in something that's not right for us, or we stay in a job that's sucking our soul because we're not actually feeling the fear that's underneath, that's just begging and demanding to be felt. And it's not about rationalizing it. It's not about being in the story. It's not about trying to figure it out. If you're trying to figure it out, you're in your controlling mechanisms and you're in your head. So instead, can you literally take the posture of opening to the unknown, physically in your body, open to the grief, open to the fear, open to the sadness, open to the question, and be with it instead of numbing it away, instead of pushing it down, instead of going into your sabotaging mechanisms, instead of going out there and trying to fill the void with another person, with food, with shopping, with being overly busy. Can you just be and sit in the hot feeling of uncertainty and let it wash over you and let go? Because the truth is, none of us ever know when things are going to change. None of us have ownership over anything in this life. Ever. We don't. No matter how snugly and cozy and safe your little safe life might feel right now, it can all be ripped away in an instant. And so that's the first thing that I want to say, is that if you are in the uncertainty and the unknown right now, number one, tell yourself and know that everything changes. The only constant is change. And so if you are in uncertainty right now, know that you won't be here forever in this way. You won't be in this emotion forever. You won't be in this feeling forever. You won't be in this fear forever. For me, I won't be in this question forever. Everything changes all of the time. We don't have ownership over anything. And so, really, our only option is to surrender and to let go and to lean into trust as a practice, return back to love in our bodies as a practice, open to that. Because in reality, you trying to control is simply an illusion that's not even real. I learned this firsthand when I was 16 years old and my dad didn't come home one day and was in an accident and he died, right? Not to be like, go off the deep end there really quick and be super morbid, but it's true. That's the reality of the life and the world that we live in. One day it's one way and the next day it can be completely different. And that's not to scare you, but it's to have a reality check that like every single thing could be different. At any moment, we don't own any of it. So are you going to grip and control and make yourself miserable in the moment trying to figure it out when you actually have no idea? We as humans try to play God, right? We try to play the universe. We try to like figure it out and control what's going to happen and keep ourselves safe and like keep the dynamics the same. And what does that do? Where does that get you? So much easier said than done, believe me. But the truth is the only constant is change. And the same thing is also available to you in the opposite direction. You have no idea when that person is going to walk into your life and change everything. You have no idea when you're going to get that big break in opportunity. You have no idea when you're going to get your first sale in your business, or you're going to have your first huge month in your business, or you're going to get that opportunity and that promotion at work. And there are things that you can do to become more magnetic in your energy that put you in an opportunity for those experiences to come into your field and into your life. Do those things. And know that you can't control the outcome. So, number one, everything changes. Number two, accept the things that feel hard to accept right now. I think it was Eckhart Tolle that said, accept the unacceptable. That is where grace lives. He said something like that. I don't think that was the exact quote, but accept the unacceptable. What if nothing ever changed from right now? What if I always lived in the uncertainty? What if I always lived in the unknown? And there's truth in that. Every single day is unknown if you really sit down to feel into that. Every single thing that actually happens is unknown. We don't know how it's going to unfold. Can we accept that? And can we live life on purpose anyway? Can you put yourself in a position that allows you to tend to your energy, to be the most radiant and magnetic version of yourself? What's the one thing that you could do right now that would allow you to feel more lit up? It will allow you to feel more alive. Because the thing is, you don't have control of the outcome, but you do have control of your energy and where you're putting your time and your attention. Putting your attention and intention into what it is that you want to create, and then cultivating the energy inside of you. It allows you to put yourself in the position to magnetize what it is that you want, and then letting go of control. And the thing is, what you think you want in controlling the outcome is a feeling. And so what if you could produce that feeling now based on how you are showing up inside of your own body and being? So for me, I might not be able to control when my life partner is going to come into my field. I don't know. However, what I can tell you is that had I tried to manifest my life partner in the version of me, in this previous version of me, and the version of me from a year ago, and the version of me from 3 years ago, it never would have worked out for who I am and where I am now. That's why it hasn't, right? Yet, because I keep growing and I keep changing and I keep evolving and it keeps getting better and better and better and better. So why would it not get better and better and better from here? It has to, because I'll continue to get better and better and grow and evolve. And so it has to match. Same thing with my business. I could have never imagined. I mean, I did imagine, I did create, but I had never imagined the way that it unfolded or the way the opportunities have presented or come into my life. And I could have tried to control the outcome. I've tried to control the outcome many, many times. It never unfolds the way that we think it's going to. And yet I'm sitting in the middle of so many blessings because I continued to trust. And I still have to continue to trust and let go and surrender and feel into what's coming through. So can you accept what feels unacceptable? Can you accept the uncertainty and live big anyway? Can you tend to your energy? Can you put yourself in the position and the places in order to magnetize what you want? The only thing I'm tending to right now in the midst of this uncertainty, I go into my head. I go into moments of doubt. I go into moments of wondering. And then, can I come back into my own energy? Can I feel the fear? Can I open to the process of it all? Can I tend to the little girl within me? Can I tend to the longing within me? And then, can I create more eros in my body? Can I create more magnetism in my body? Can I put myself into the spaces and the places that are going to allow me to radiate the energy that I'm wanting to call in? What does that look like? How do I create that? And so often you'll find that you'll be so much in your magnetism and in your enjoyment of the present moment that you'll actually forget about the gripping. So if you're in the midst of uncertainty right now, I feel for you. I feel for you. And isn't that such a beautiful part of this human experience? If we didn't know the pain of longing, if we didn't know the questioning and the uncertainty, we wouldn't know joy. If we didn't know grief, we wouldn't know happiness. It's a part of the duality of our world. And our job is just simply to let go, to open to the truth of it all, to open to the fact that we're literally on a rock, spinning in space in the middle of who knows where, walking around with a bunch of other mini universes. You are an entire universe in yourself, a whole world. And there's 8 billion little mini worlds walking around in their own experience of this life, becoming conscious of itself. Like, it's so crazy. And we think we have control over any of it. And if you're listening to me right now and you're like, but Rachel, seriously, like, I really do need to figure out about my job because like I have these 3D world. Yes. There are 3D world things. And can you feel the fear? Feel the fear of it all. And then ask yourself, what is one thing that I can control in my energy and in my action today that can put me on the trajectory for what it is I desire? And then can I fall into surrender that the universe has always provided for me? God, if you use God, has always provided for me. The Spirit has always provided for me. And can I trust that? And can I be with that? I promise, the more you do that, the more liberated you'll become, the more liberated you will feel. And it is a fucking hard practice, y'all. It's hard. It's challenging. It can be. But can you just be with that? I hope that this soothed your heart today and allowed you to surrender even just 1% more. With that, I love you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to the It's Fucking Spiritual podcast. I am so glad that you're here. And if this episode resonated with you, I invite you to share this with a friend that you feel needs to hear it. And if you are really feeling the love and support for this show, this podcast thrives off of your listens and your reviews. So I would love if you could leave us an honest review. We would love to hear your feedback, your thoughts, your questions, and it helps us get this podcast in the hands of more people and would mean so much to me to receive your support. So thank you.